Hello, we're here with an Inverter Talisman of Dominance Nausless ad nauseum league. I'm calling this one Inverter Nauseum in my trend of calling things whatever nauseums. But this is not actually a deck that features ad naus. There's been a little bit of hype around this list featuring the Shelldock Isles, and I know a couple weeks ago I tried out a list that had Shelldocks, but I didn't have the Talisman of Dominance technology yet. I was still running a couple Simian Spirit Guides, and I think maybe, was it a fourth Pact? Whatever. Since then, I thought about Talisman as a way to get us to 4 mana on turn 3 more consistently. The reason we're running this over a Signet is because we can play the Talisman on 2 and then immediately play a Serum Visions or something like that. This is especially relevant when we're playing like a tapped Shelldock as our turn 1 play. I'm still messing with the sideboard a little bit. We have one Solemnity in here because I noticed that both the Prowess deck and Shadow can't beat Solemnity at all. So I was thinking just having a one of as a Wishclaw target might be reasonable. You might notice that ley lines are missing. If you know anything about me in terms of my sideboard card preferences, you might know by now that I hate ley line with a all-consuming passion. Ley line sometimes will win you games, but the amount of times that I've kept an unmullable 7 against a deck where you would want ley line and then immediately draw a ley line on the first draw step is far too many. I'm hoping to improve my matchup against grindy decks just by playing an extra Wishclaw Talisman. And then I added in a couple Hope of Gyrippers because those seem interesting. We'll see if they do anything. I don't know. In paper, I would probably run some number of Teferi 3s in the board, but they are 50 tickets online, and I don't have a Mana Traders, so I'm not buying those online. Other than that, we're going to try to Inverter some people, or Thassa's Oracle people, or play some Spoils of the Vault. Let's jump into it. It's maybe worth noting that by the time you guys see this, there'll be another 5-0 dump. So I've 5-0'd on the dump this Friday, and then I got another 5-0 like late in the day Friday, which should show up on this Tuesday, unless somebody else also managed to 5-0 with this, and then they go with that list instead. Excuse me. So we're gonna see, how this deck does. I don't love this, but we do have Shelldock and we have a Serum Visions. I'm gonna keep it and be a bit unhappy about it. Okay, Thassa's Oracle is great. Now I'm mostly looking for an Inverter with this Serum Vision. So this is exactly what I was talking about with Talisman being great, because now next turn I can Talisman and Serum Visions. Bloodstained Mire's probably a good sign for us. It could be Jund, but I would say it's more likely to be... Oh, no, that's maybe not a good sign for us. I was going to say it's more likely to be like Dredge or Prowess, but it is Death Shadow. So they're going to take our Serum Visions in all likelihood. We will play... Oh, they took Talisman. That's very interesting. That seems incorrect on their part. I'm going to play this Pentad Prism, and I think I'm most interested in burning one of the Pentad counters to Serum. Am I interested in doing that? Yeah, I think I am. I'm not going to need this much mana overall. Wishclaw is good. Don't need City of Brass. Do I want Jace? I don't think I want Jace. I already have another Oracle here. They're certainly going to take Wishclaw. I'll probably play this Oracle. I'm just looking to put an Inverter into play. If I top deck Inverter, I just slam that. Oh, they took Oracle. That's, I think, definitely a mistake on their part. Let's see what they do. They have Polluted Delta. That's a thing. Am I just jamming Inverter? I think I'm just jamming Inverter. If they Thought Scour me, I can Shelldock in Athas's Oracle. Yeah, I like just inverting here. We will invert the truth. And let's see what happens. If they have double Thought Scour, then I have this Thassa's Oracle to play off of Shelldock. Notably, Stubborn Denial only works against non-creature spells, so they're not going to be able to counter this Thassa's Oracle. And if I play it when I have an empty library, then their removal spells aren't going to do anything either. And I just have this Inverter that's going to kill them in 2 swings. So we have a lot of things going well for us. I think we're pretty much locked to win this game through double Thoughtseize against Grixis Shadow. Let's see, you're going to go to 6. This guy can attack, my friend. Maybe he's going to shock and forget about it. I hope he shocks and forgets about it. That would be cool. He did. So maybe he has like a Dismember or something for the Inverter, but what do you have, my friend? Habster. I think he's not played this very well in terms of Thoughtseize selections, but I mean, I guess he can't necessarily assume that there's an Oracle under Shelldock. Maybe he's gonna Revolt something and then Fatal Push my Inverter? It's a possibility. I don't think it's a likely one, but it's a possibility. So my library has Talisman of Dominance, Serum Visions, and Thassa's Oracle. Maybe he's gonna Dismember not paying any life? I'm just gonna go to combat and attack him. This says flying. What are you doing? Are you dismembering? Okay, he is dismembering. So that's fine. I'll play a Serum Visions, or no, I'm sorry, I'll play a Dark Slick Shores tapped. I could go for the Thassa's Oracle here. What are the chances that they have a Bolt? I think close to 0. Shadow doesn't play Bolts right now. So we'll take these Veil of Summers. Pact is, I think, okay, but maybe not amazing. Solemnity is a hard lock here, so I'm interested in Solemnity and Wishclaw. I'm a little less interested in Jace. And we can trim like maybe a Pentad. Another Pact. Pact actually doesn't even seem that great, which is interesting. And then maybe I don't know if I want to trim an Inverter. Inverter is quite good. I could trim an Unlife, but the point is to Unlife Solemnity them. I could trim another Mana Rock, figuring that this is grindier. Yeah, we could do that. Let's try this. They probably have like Kolaghan's Command or some sort of artifact destruction. Hopefully we just get to smack them a bit with Inverter. Do I want this? I guess I'll take it. It's not great. Hopefully we're going to top deck some stuff. If they turn 1 Thoughtseize, then they're going to take Veil. But if they don't have turn 1 Thoughtseize, then I'm a little more optimistic about that. Okay, so they don't have turn 1 Thoughtseize. Okay, and we drew a Spoils. That's quite good. So now if our Shelldock hits, I think we're in pretty decent shape. We have this Veil of Summer, so I'm just going to hold up this Veil of Summer on turn 1. I'm going to play everything slightly slower. I'm going to play turn 2 Shelldock, turn 3 Talisman, and then try to kill them on turn 4. That's the plan. While holding this Veil up the whole time. Now it's possible that they have like discard spells plus stub. Maybe they stub this. That would be kind of annoying, but we'll see. Nope, they did not. So now I think I'm becoming more interested in playing this Talisman because I can play the Serum Visions right after that as well. And if I find a blue card, well, that's not what I meant. I think I'll take another Veil. I can potentially just play this Jace on 4 and defend it with a Veil and then try and kill them after that. Let's see what they do. They're unearthing. Oh, they cycled unearth. Oh, on their main? Oh, this is looking very good for us. So here, I could play and resolve Jace. That seems like the best thing I could possibly do. Since they're not going to be able to remove it. Wait, cancel. Blue. Blue. That. Blue. Okay, sweet. I'm going to mill myself. I don't think this is going to be a hand where I win with Inverter. And I think I would like to draw the extra card. And I mean, it's a possibility that if this becomes an Inverter hand, it becomes an Inverter hand on the back of Inverter just smacking them a few times, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Here, I think I'm interested in just going for it, because they only have 1 blue mana up, and I have Veil. So we'll Grace. We will attempt to Spoils of the Vault. Drown in the Lock. Well, fortunately, I have another Veil of Summer. We will name Ad Nauseam. I like naming Ad Nauseam. Exile my library, Jace plus, and win the game. The second game, their draw here is kind of anemic, but their first game, their draw was pretty good, and we just kind of beat it pretty easily. So that's pretty powerful. I liked that. I don't know if I've played against Grixis Shadow with this yet. I think that might have been my first match against Grixis Shadow. Or, no, I might have played against it once before. I don't remember. I really don't remember. This looks like a pretty solid hand. We have a couple lands, we have mana acceleration, and we have the combo. So I'm definitely in on keeping this. We're going to go to my main phase. I'll play this City of Brass, and then I'll pass the turn. It's possible I should have played the Gemstone Mine in case Gemstone Mine bluffs other decks better. It could bluff like Neoform, or maybe it could bluff... I don't remember if Dredge still plays it. I don't think Dredge plays it. Let's see what they discard. Looks like Shadow again. I'm probably going to play this Talisman of Dominance. They took Wishclaw. Okay. They might think we're actually just still Ad Nauseam. rather than Nausless Naus. Yeah, I'm just going to play this Talisman. We're just looking for spoils here now. Maybe they play another discard. That would be kind of annoying. If they take Grace, then we're looking for Inverter. Even if they take Oracle, we're actually potentially looking for Inverter there. Maybe they'll shock themselves really low and I can just get to a place where Inverter kills them. That would be nice. Remember, it is a forced MC, so it will die to a revolted Fatal Push. Let's see what they do. They have a fancy border, and I think I recognize this name. I don't really remember for sure, though. Legacy Championship Prestige. That might be where I recognize it from. I recognize this from Legacy deck dumps. I do play a pretty decent amount of Legacy. Not really as much on Moto, but I'm generally a fan of. I'm historically a huge fan of Ant. I've played a lot of Ant, but I don't know really where I'm at in Legacy at the moment. I'd probably say play some sort of Grixis Breach if I had to like pick a deck. Gun to my head for like a tournament this coming weekend or something. Not that I have a Legacy tournament this coming weekend, but you know. I think I'm going to play out this other Prism as well. Just to have a billion mana. And then like Wish Claws become pretty good hits. Let me see what we can do with everything else. This Gemstone Mine is a Lotus Petal, so I need to be a little bit careful with that now. I think it was worth spending that counter though. It's not like I'm going to need the mana. I have 8 mana right now. They have another Thoughtseize. Take Thassa's Oracle. It's bold. It's bold. I'll give them that. Looking like it might not be Shadow now. I could spoils for an Inverter. I don't know how much I like that. 2 discard spells, a snow-covered island. This could be like some sort of control-y pile. I'm pretty tempted to just go get an Inverter here, though. Let's think. Well, no, because I mean, if they have an Inquisition as another discard spell, and the thing is, like, I could walk into, like, let's say they're playing, like, Mana Leak or something. I'd rather not. I guess I have 8 mana in total. I'd rather not get Mana Leaked, though. And I have so many other blue cards plus Shelldocks, so I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pseudo hits for that. And yeah, they're not Shadow. They're a more controlling deck. So we'll see what they're doing. I wonder if they're trying to play Inverter. Maybe they are. They could be doing something like holding up Cryptic Command now. Oh, they're Mystic Sanctuary. Thoughtseize back to the top, sure. They're playing a Serum Visions, yes. I don't like spoils for Inverter as much into something like this. This is not looking great right now. Ooh, okay, so he's holding up probably countermagic. Shelldock is a pretty good pull. That is not a good pull, though. I'm going to put an Inverter underneath it. I know I have another inverter at the bottom now. I feel like they're very likely to like drown in the lock if I go for the spoils. I think the chances that they're holding a drown is very high. And they have Thoughtseize. Or, hold on. Let me. I mean, if they Thoughtseize, they're just gonna take this. And I think I'm like pretty solidly on an inverter plan now. Just like clock them with inverters. So I think I'm gonna spoils and make them drown it. I could die here given that there's only two inverters in reasonable places in my library, given I just bottomed one and there's one under the Shelldock now. And I don't see it getting better if I wait, because then he just Thoughtseizes and or drowns and takes my inverter. Or takes my spoils. And now, at least, if I play my first inverter... No, okay. If I were to play my first inverter there, then my second inverter I have... So even if he has a removal spell for the first one, I have the second inverter off the Shelldock. And I can play that once I, like, draw. And, like, in my graveyard, I have ways to fetch out that Thassa's Oracle that's in my graveyard. So, I don't know. I think that was risky, but I think it was a reasonable risk. Guess I want Hope of Gearpers, do I? Or do I want Thoughtseizes? Probably want Thoughtseizes. Cut a Jace. Maybe we cut a Pact if they're more discard focused. I don't know if they actually are. And maybe... Can I cut? Inverter seems quite good. I don't know if I want to cut Inverter. Maybe I don't need to play the full 3 Thoughtseize. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's very easy to overboard. There's not a lot of cards I want to cut in any particular matchup. And I guess we're just going to cut a Serum, even though I hate cutting a Serum. Maybe I could cut another piece of Artifact mana. That might be better. Cut another Pentad. They're probably like a Stony Silence deck or something. I wouldn't put it past them. Going back to that last game though, like I think that's a place where I just kind of have to pull the trigger, because I think if I do hit the inverter in a reasonable amount of cards, the inverter's resolving, because I put them on having Drown in the Lock there as their counter magic. Otherwise they would have probably Thoughtseized and not played the second Serum. I don't think I can keep this. This is not good either, but I think I have to keep this. Hopefully this Serum gives me things. I'm probably gonna bin this Unlife. Yeah. No? Maybe I bin the Pact. Because then he has to take Veil. And I have Inverter plus Shelldock, and I have Unlife Spoils. Shelldock. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to bottom the Pact. And I really hope I hit a blue card off of this. I did not. We'll take an Inverter underneath. So we're probably going to get Thoughtseized. Takes Veil. Could take Serum, actually. Oh no. Serum. Fine. Now I have 2 draws at making my next land drop. Oh, those are the risks of keeping this. But I think this is better than going to 5. I don't think it's a great hand, but maybe it's something functional. And then hopefully, like next turn, I can hopefully the land I find is like a rainbow land. Or I will take a black land now to play this Thoughtseize. Alright, I'm gonna top pass. I don't love this, obviously. Not great, but I do have a lot of business, so getting discarded isn't the end of the world. Stoneforge. Sure, that's fine. Batterskull. I'm probably gonna have to Thought Seize and take that. Yeah, I don't think I can let them have that. I mean, next turn they hilt up mana and then flash it in. Yeah, I think I just can't let them have that. So they have Teferi, Sword of Feast and Famine, Disdainful Stroke, Archmage's Charm, Serum Visions. Do I care? So they have a bunch of counter magic. They have a Teferi, and they have Sword of Feast and Famine. So if I take the Teferi, maybe I can just, and maybe I just have to play through the Force. Just take this Teferi so that next turn I can play an Unlife and have it stick and try to do something with that. Or play a Wishclaw and have it stick and try and do something with that. I think I'm too reliant on permanence here. And hopefully they go for the sword play. And like maybe I lead on Wishclaw because that way if they try to counter it, then I get to get some value out of this Veil. And I'm gonna need to find more interaction to get through the remaining stuff. This hand is rough out of them. Serum, yes, they're holding up the ability to put sword in. Like, maybe they do enough damage to themselves where I just can clock them with Inverter too. Is that a possibility? Hopefully. So they have Disdainful Stroke, which will counter Inverter. But if I play the Unlife, they have to burn Force of Negation on it, I think. So I think I'm okay with that. So if they force pitch Stroke, that's okay. If they force pitch Archmage's Charm, that's also okay. Force pitch Stroke, sure. So they have Sword, Archmage's Charm, 2 unknowns. They're going to flash in Sword here. Next turn they're going to equip it. They have Archmage's Charm up. Probably, do I discard Spoils? That's interesting. I have to discard. Untap lands. I think I discard Inverter. Gemstone is decent. I'll play Wishclaw here. Hopefully he tries to counter and I can just Veil. Now I'll discard this Unlife. And I have a Wishclaw in play. Or no, maybe I actually just discard the Spoils because I have this Unlife. I can just jam the Unlife next turn. And then this is either a Spoils or a Batterskull. Sure, that doesn't matter. Yeah, so if I discard the Spoils, then this Unlife, or then this Wishclaw is either a Spoils or a yeah, it's Spoils or like Oracle, depending on which one I need it to be. That is slightly too early. Hopefully this resolves. No, his second Archmage's Charm. That's a very good draw. Now they're gonna bring in Batterskull. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's possible I have like runner outs involving no, I don't think I do, because I'm both of these gemstone mines are gonna die. It's possible I have like runners involving like on life, but we'll see. I'm not convinced. No, I don't know. No. Not with getting that back. That seems a bit rough. The countermagic and discard deck alongside like sword is pretty good when I need to just sit there and grind versus control. Trying to think if I had any different lines. Not that I'm thinking of. I thought Stoneblade was usually blue-white. I don't. Is Esper the standard now? Not that I'm aware of, but let me go look. Or like Bant, because there was a lot of Bant going around too, right, with the Quaddles. But no, Esper Stoneblade is not a common thing to expect to play against. Okay, that's fine. I lost the die roll. Barricade 91. They have an Oko portrait. I don't love this. I do have a Shelldock. I have an Inverter. If the Serum Visions can find me a bit of acceleration, I'm pretty interested in this. My hand is not a thrilling hand, though. We'll see what they do. They mull to 6. Snow-covered island, looking like Urza. Definitely Urza. I guess it could also be like Snowblade or something, but I think it's much more likely to be Urza. I'm gonna lean on some of these tap lands. Thassa's Oracle, just what we were looking for. Now we just have a bunch of redundant business, and if I can just hit some like a, they might take the Serum. Or maybe they take the Inverter. It's an option. I think it's likely the Serum though. But like, I mean, I have a Scryland. I can find a temple. There's a lot about this that could go pretty well. Yeah, okay. Best draw would be Pentad Prism at this point. Because then I can just Seachrome and play the Pentad. Thassa's Oracle, not what we really needed. I think I'm going to play the Scryland over that. Definitely don't need third spoils. Seachrome. I'm going to play this Oracle because I need to just do a bit of mana fixing. He's going to counter it. That's very aggressive. He's trying to just screw me off of black. I don't think that that's right. I think you just let me have the Oracle there because the Oracle's like pretty low impact. I'm just going to bring it back. Yeah, that's fine. It's like okay, I guess. Draw it, Astrolabe, or just waiting for next turn. Maybe you have a Cryptic. It'd be interesting. This feels like a Cryptic. We're just gonna pass. If we draw a black source, our hand gets a lot more unlocked, which is nice. So now they have Archmage's Charm plus Cryptic, presumably. Hopefully we do something like draw a black source, and then we can just end step kill them if they get greedy by like trying to Archmage's Charm on our end step. Oh, they have an Urza, sure. Then they're going to have 3, so they're holding up Archmage's Charm. That's fine. Another Mystic Sanctuary? No. Watergrave? Do they have a discard spell? No, they don't. They're just getting it for Charm. Hopefully they like draw cards with this. They're gonna die in response now. They punted. We didn't really have any business winning this game, but we're going to. Shelldock lets you play things without timing restrictions. So I can just play this Thassa's Oracle. And we'll win the game. Lovely. So against Urza, I guess I want the circles. I don't even know. Pretty into Thoughtseize. Cut one of these, cut an Inverter, cut a Jace, cut a Pentad. Is it grindy enough where I want the 4th Wishclaw? Probably not. If I want the Echoing Truth, I could think about it. The pacts are actually not amazing versus them, I don't think. Maybe I just cut another Pentad. A bit grindy, so maybe I don't need them as much. No, maybe I do want another pact. Pact over Thoughtseize? Pact over Veil? Pact over Hercules? I don't know if I need Hercules, honestly. Yeah, Hercules maybe doesn't deserve to be in the sideboard. Possible I should also just cut a second Unlife and leave in some more of the artifact mana. Or, yeah, Wishclaw is better in grindy matchups, though. So far we've played against 3 blue-black Thoughtseize decks. Actually 3 discard plus counter magic decks. We beat the Shadow deck. We lost to the Esper Stoneblade deck. And we're up a game against Urza. Not to say that Urza's easy or even a... I think Urza's a fine matchup. I don't think it's bad. But again, I don't have a ton of data on this, so just doing a bit more testing is useful. I'm curious to see if anyone else is trying out. I mean, obviously I know other people are trying out this list, but I'm interested in seeing what their results or their feedback is from their testing. Our opponent is taking their sweet time over there. Hope is... I could have thought about bringing in Hope too. I didn't really think about that until the very end. Alright, we'll try this. I don't love it. I've had some acceleration, I have a Wishclaw, I have an Inverter. Maybe something happens. I don't know. And jam these on lives trying to bait counters. It's targeted himself, okay. So he likes his card on top, so he's not going to fetch. Unless he's going to fetch now. I'm probably going to lead on Gemstone Pass to represent Veil of Summer if I don't draw anything I can do on turn 1. If I draw a top land, I'll probably still play that, though. Important to get the called Shelldock Isles going. And then that'll let me play an Unlife off the untapped land on turn 3. Okay, exactly. We'll play the Shelldock. Blue card, blue card, blue card. Come on, blue card. Blue card? Are you gonna stifle me? That's not the blue card that I meant. But I'll put a pact underneath. The rough hierarchy of what to put under Shelldock Isle, like obviously if you have an Oracle or a Jace, you put that under almost every time. But if you don't have an Oracle or a Jace, pacts are useful to put under. Angel's Graces are probably the next most useful thing to put under. You can also consider putting some of Unlife, Inverter, or Spoils. Inverter or Spoils under Shelldock might not seem like it does much, but if you have a fairly big graveyard and then you Inverter, it turns on Shelldock and then you can use the second Inverter or the Spoils to clear your graveyard. So that's a potential benefit there. Also, a cute trick involving Shelldock is if you're against Dredge, your Shelldocks can become live just by their dredging. So you can put combo pieces under it and gain an advantage that way. We'll see if they take Pentad or if they take Wishclaw. I think that's a real choice. Last game they were trying to be pretty aggressive about attacking our mana, but you know, whichever one they don't play, or whichever one they don't take, we're just gonna play the other. Unless I draw something that changes that. I don't know what I would even draw that changes that, though. Maybe I would play Talisman if I drew Talisman instead. Taking the Unlife, that's good, because Unlife doesn't really matter here. I'm looking at winning with Inverter, possibly, so we'll see what that does, potentially. If they have Spell Snare or something, then congratulations, my dude, you got me, but I'm not playing around Spell Snare. I would prefer to have this Pentad Resolve over Wishclaw Talisman. So I'm playing the Pentad first. Because then next turn I'm looking at Unlife. And then I'm looking at Wishclaw. I mean, so we're still a few turns out, but like, yeah, sure, Thoughtseize. What are you going to take? The other Unlife, the Inverter, Spoils. We have just a lot of cards that work together in a lot of different ways. So they're taking the second Unlife. That's fine. Next turn I probably play the Wishclaw then. Getting rid of an artifact. They missed a land drop. That's good for me. Just get this down. See what else I can do. Don't really have a coherent plan here yet. We're going to see what we draw. Now I imagine this is an Archmage's Charm or something like that. Thassa's Oracle is a very good draw. So 1, 2. This could go get a Grace. And then I'm like 1 off. If I Spoils for a Grace on end step, then I have Wishclaw going to get a Pact. It's a little bit risky with Spoils, but I think it's a fairly likely Spoils. I think I'm willing to pass a turn, and then I'm going to Spoils on their end step. See what they do. This will let me... Yeah, so if I'm going to Spoils for a Grace on their end step if they just like do nothing. Because to go for it here, I'd be going for it blind, or like not blind, but without any protection. And I think it's going to be important to have protection here. If they like discard the Thassa's Oracle, I think I strongly consider playing Inverter. And then I can like Spoils for the Oracle, and then Oracle and It's like, are you gonna Archmage, draw cards? No. He's got another land. Is he holding up like a Cryptic or what? Alright, let's see what you've got. We'll go get Angel's Grace. Or you could counter it, that's fine too. Cryptic counter bounce Talisman would actually be one of the more annoying lines, but it's like a harder line to, or maybe not a harder line to see, but I don't think people bounce things as much as they maybe should. Like, because a lot of the time the philosophy on spoils is just counter the thing they go get with spoils. You know, give them the opportunity to kill themselves. Okay, looks like they are going to counter though. This looks like Cryptic. Counter bounce Shelldock. That's fine. I didn't have anything good under the Shelldock anyway. So now if we draw an untapped land, we win. Talisman is not an untapped land. Let's see what we get with Shelldock. I could get a Veil. And I have to burn a permanent source of mana if I want to play this Talisman, which I don't think I do. So I'd rather just wait a turn. Then I could play the Talisman. It's a grindy game. Hopefully he just like plays an Urza or something. Come on. You dealt with the threat. You countered the spoils. Play your Urza. If he doesn't do anything, I'm probably just going to play this Talisman now. Then I have 6 mana the next turn, which is still not enough mana. I need 1 untapped land, so then I can try to go off with protection. Sure, draw cards. That's fine. At some point, I just start playing inverters and trying to smack him in the face. That might be a very soon point, actually. What are you bringing back? Cryptic Command, yeah. That's fine. Could be like command plus dispute that they're going to hold up here. We'll see. They're going to draw the Cryptic with the bauble, obviously. Another Talisman. How do I feel about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 mana. So if I Wish Claw for a Grace, I have enough to combo, but I can't also play the thing I get with this Shelldock. So I think I'm just most interested in playing a Talisman and passing. And if they Cryptic bounce my Shelldock, then whatever. That is what it is. Okay, they didn't. They're just holding it up. That Talisman not being a land was kind of annoying there. Okay. Veil is a pretty good pickup, I think, because now I don't have to shrink my library to use this Veil. I'll just Veil naturally. So I think I start with Veil. Yes? Yeah, I think I start with Veil. And they have to counter it. We'll see what they do. If they go like counter bounce Shelldock Isle. Or, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because if this goes bad, then I just start jamming inverters. I think that's the plan if this goes bad. The question is, do I think they have 2 pieces of counter magic? Or do I think or are they just holding this cryptic? But if they have cryptic plus mystical dispute, can I beat that? So if they counter veil, alternately I could just inverter. And if I inverter 1, 2, 3, 4, I can spoils away my inverted library and then Shelldock. No, we're just gonna veil and see what happens. Counter target spell, return target permanent to its owner's hand. I'll make a blue mana. He's more afraid of the Shelldock than he needs to be. So now I can activate Wishclaw, pay 1. I think I'm just going for it here. Get an Angel's Grace. Make another one of those. Play a Thassa's Oracle, and then with this trigger on the stack, I'm going to do the Spoils Grace. Could be like a Dispel or something, which would be sad, but let's see. I'm doing it in this order just to like bluff a little bit. If he's gonna try to like counter it, maybe like misclicks. I know this doesn't actually protect the spoils. Some people who are newer to Ad Nauseam think that that like protects the spoils, but it doesn't. But now we win. So their hand was a little bit not that great in terms of the fact that like they weren't able to get any pressure. They were just holding up defense, but still, we beat like 2 discard spells and like looping cryptic commands. I don't think we would have done that using normal Ad Naus, or I don't think we would have beaten that hand with like the normal Ad Naus lists. I don't think I can keep this. It just doesn't do anything. This is better. I'd probably ship the Jace. We'll lead on Shelldock. Take a Jace. See what our opponent comes out with. Probably just playing a Pentad next turn, but okay, it's looking like Urza again. Unlife is a decent pickup here. Could have thought about playing the Serum off one of the Pentad counters. I don't know though. Oh, not Urza. Unless it's like, this could be Stoneblade. This could be, I bet you that this is an end step flashed in Icefang Quaddle. I'm gonna play the Serum here because I really want to hit my land drops. I do not. Do I want these cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I do not want these cards. Ice Fang Quaddle? Yeah. Alright, that's fine. That card doesn't do anything. It's an expensive cycling card. Jace being a little bit worse than Oracle here because I can't, like, do that. Ooh, that's greedy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think untapped land wins. There's no way they'd have main deck Mystical Dispute. Didn't draw it. 1, 2, 3. And then if I spoils, my library's exiled and I just have a Shelldock. It doesn't do anything. What did they draw? Sort of Feast and Famine. That's a little bit annoying. Definitely a bit annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they flash it in, they can't actually equip yet. I bet I could get this Jace into play, so if I did, but it's a lot of temporary mana. What's Serum? I hope I draw a land. That sort of counts. Put an Angel's Grace underneath. Yeah, we'll pass. I was hoping it was a Thassa's Oracle because then I might be able to like instant speed them if they try and flash in something on the end step. He's just doing that on main phase. Oh, because he has another land, so he's going to equip. Yeah, that's fine. I think I'd discard the Wishclaw probably. I could discard the Jace. This is looking a little grim. I'll discard Wishclaw. Okay, Pact is a very good pickup because now I have Unlife, Spoils, Activate Shelldock for Jace. I think I just don't have a better window, so I think I'm just going for it here. We'll see what our opponent does. If they have 2 pieces of counter magic, then they get us. But you know, sometimes they might just get us. Pact was a very good draw. They're mana leaking. Mana leak is unplayable in Modern right now, my friend, but I really hope they don't have 2 counterspells. Ah, they do. Well, they countered the Force and not the Spoils, which is interesting. Because that means if I draw another Spoils, I get to go for it again next turn. So we'll see. See what happens there. This Jace doesn't matter, so I'm fine with discarding this. What is with today and playing against Sword of Feast and Famine? Wishclaw is not a Spoils. If I draw black mana, it is a Spoils though. Sort of. So I think I just play it out. You have another counterspell? No. So that's a start. So now I need some mana. Really 2 mana. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. That's okay. Whatever. I'm going to lose it if I leave it in my hand. what they should have done is they should have forced my spoils and not my pact, and then the game would have been over in their favor by now. But they made a mistake, and we have slim chances to still be in this. So we'll take 4. This card doesn't matter, I'm already hellbent. Funny. Very funny game. We're gonna go get a City of Brass, a Gemstone Mine, I guess a Gemstone Mine. I'm gonna play this Gemstone Mine. We're gonna pass. We're gonna see what they do with this Wish Claw. Do they use it or do they not? This is all looking quite bad. So if I spoils away my library now, they just have a force of negation and my Jace dies. So I think I actually have to let them counter the spoils and hope to draw another spoils. Is that the place I'm at right now? I don't like that place. Don't like that place at all. I actually punted here. I should have tapped the other one because it would have incentivized them to not use this one. Does that matter? Maybe. I mean, maybe there's like some freak world where I spoils for a Thassa's Oracle. I don't know. The lines are not good. The lines are not good. I'm not even sure what I can possibly do here that's gonna claw me back into this. I don't think I can win this. No, I can't beat that. Okay, let's get some Thoughtseize in here. Get some Hope of Gearper maybe. They have Coatls though, so I'm not interested in Hope of Gearper. Get some Veil of Summer in. Cut on life. Cut a Jace. Cut a Pentad. Cut a Inverter. Maybe cut 2 Inverter. Yeah, because Inverter's not that great against like Coatl as a beater. Whereas I think I like it better against non-Simic control decks. Seems like Stoneblade is has our number so far today. I'm gonna try this. I don't love it. Thoughtseize turn 1. Then I'm like looking for lands. Mold 5. It's a possibility. It's a strong possibility that if we draw some lands, just like slam a Jace, we can get there. They have Teferi, Path. Path shouldn't be in their deck in 3 lands. Alright, snap take the Teferi. Path doesn't do anything. I mean, there's like fringe circumstances where it does something, but like on the whole, it doesn't do anything. I I'm gonna strongly consider. Wait, did I cut Pentads? I did, right? No, I didn't. Oh no, I cut one Pentad. So what have I seen? Snow-covered islands, snow-covered plains, a path, snow-covered forest, 2 unknowns. What 4 of lands do I have? I have a Shelldock Isle. I really want a spoils for a land on the end step here. Shelldock is my 4 of land. I just need to get to the point where I can cast this Jason, this Inverter, as quickly as I possibly can. What did I lose? Hopefully not much. Oracle, Wishclaw, Secret Talisman. That's fine. Unlife is decent. Not really what I need, but whatever. Those lands going to the bottom, kind of annoying. Next turn, I could like play this Unlife to try and bait a counterspell. They have snow-covered forest that they're going to play. They're still holding up Path. They Path Inverter, that's whatever. I could Serum Visions instead of Unlife. I think I'm more interested in doing that. I think I would like both of these. The question is the order. Do I want the Talisman actually? Maybe I don't. Because now I just play this Unlife. And then next turn I have like, oh no, I don't yet. Oh, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Well, in 2 turns I have oh no, actually no. Next turn I just jam a Jace, and if it resolves, great. And if it doesn't resolve, then the turn after that I can Jace or Inverter with Veil up. They have a Path and 2 unknowns in hand. Let's see what they got. Mill you 2 and I'll draw. Another Veil's decent. So next turn I have Inverter plus Veil. So that's looking pretty good. Strix or something. Snapcaster, sure. I shouldn't have milled them actually. I should have milled myself. Don't want to give Snapcaster value. Path and some unknowns in hand. I'm going to attack Jace, but whatever. Okay. They give up. Good. Very good. Disenchant. Who plays Disenchant? Do we think he cut the Strixes? I don't know. Do I want this 3rd Veil? I think I probably do. What's the cut though? Maybe a Serum? Serum's pretty good though when I need to set up. Maybe it's an Unlife? And then I go like this. Yeah, we can try like this. Could also be another piece of artifact mana as the cut. I like this. I'm definitely in on keeping this. Temple Garden. Sure. I have a bunch of artifact mana. I have a Wishclaw to defend my Inverter Jace pair. So we have a strong possibility of doing something here. That would be nice. Let's play a Talisman. Want to flash in quad? That's fine by me. Next turn we're looking at Pentad plus Wishclaw. And then the turn after that we're looking at Jace or Inverter, depending on how things look. Teferi might be annoying. Teferi's kind of annoying. That's pretty annoying. Yeah, I don't think there's any way around this. I think I just have to take some pain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure. What you doing? Astrolabe, that's fine. I have like a couple more turns before this Teferi starts getting annoying. Play a Wish Claw. Play another Wish Claw. And then let's see what we got. You have a lot of mana, so like a Spoils or a Grace would be some of my best draws here. So I can do stuff like Wish Claw for just gonna go up to 3 here. Whatever. Probably gonna just jam this Jace if I don't draw anything of consequence. It will definitely eat counter magic, but I mean that's fine. Okay, so now I can go get a Veil. I can play the Veil. I can go get a Spoils. And then I have Oracle Spoils Grace. So I beat one piece of counter magic. Can I do better by waiting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. By Jace, I go to 3. Is Teferi going to bounce something? Probably. I think it is very likely that my opponent has, like, Force of Negation plus another counterspell. He's going to want to leave his Teferi in play, though, so maybe the Teferi upticks a turn, and playing Jace here gives me a little bit of a fight through more counter magic. I think it kind of does. I'm willing to play the Jace here. What you got? Cryptic, counter draw. That's fine. We're going to go for it next turn. Mystic Sanctuary? No, you don't have enough violence. Breeding Pool's fine. I'm going to hope that I'm kind of making this play based on the fact that people don't usually suicide their Teferi for tempo. I think he's going to value leaving this Teferi in play more than he's going to value like bouncing a Wish Claw. And hopefully he just like plays, I don't know, Stoneforge. That's interesting. That suggests to me second Teferi, which I don't really love the idea of. Went to cleanup for that? What? That's very strange. So now, if I go get, I could go get a Thoughtseize. And then I know better about whether or not I can go for it. Versus Veil, where if he has like Queller, he gets me. If I Thoughtseize 1, 2, 3, 4, I could actually Inverter Oracle as well, potentially. Depending on what that show. No. So I could. Ooh, wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 mana. 6, 1 for activating a Wish Claw. I can go get Pact. we're gonna do something here. I don't really love where this is going, but so if I get packed, next turn I can get second packed. Why would they suicide their Teferi and not replay a Teferi? Isn't that crazy? I think that's gotta be crazy, right? I'm gonna get Thoughtseize. Spoils would have been the best draw, because then we have multiple pieces of interaction. Oh, so he just has nothing? He's just dead? Stroke doesn't win here. Teferi can't be played, right? Yeah, because he bounced. So then I can just take out this Quaddle. And now he's dead. I'll take it. So we'll get spoils. We've got a Grace. We've got a spoils. Name ad nauseum. I kind of can't believe we won that. He had a lot of lands. We got a little bit lucky. I guess game one we got a little bit unlucky because he had Force plus blue card plus Mana Leak, right? We would have beaten one counterspell, but he had two. I guess it was off of four. He had 4 lands. I don't think they played that many 2 CMC counters though, so we could have beaten like Cryptic or whatever. In game one, I don't remember how many forces they play, but I don't think it's the full 4. Let me look. Yeah, it's 3 Force, 2 Mana Leak, 2 Cryptic. So they have like 6 counterspells in their deck, 6 or 7 counterspells in their deck game one, and they had 2. That's not unreasonable. But I think we got a little bit unlucky there game one, but I guess we got a little bit lucky game 3. So the universe rewarding us. I'm liking this like density of combo pieces though, where I can just like play a Jace as a discard spell if I want, and then still have more combo pieces to go as backup. And really, 4 blue decks so far, 4 counterspell decks with 3 and 1. Hopefully we get just something nice and easy for the last round, like I don't know, like Burn or Dredge. Linear aggro is obviously our strong suit. See how well it holds up. I'm pretty happy we won that. It feels much nicer to be 3 and 1 going into the last round than it does to be 2 and 2. And the reason I went for Thoughtseize over Veil is that both of them beat 1 counterspell. I mean, Thoughtseize doesn't beat like double Cryptic, whereas Veil does, but they play Queller sometimes, I think, maybe. So if they have Queller, then I would like to not lose to Queller. Because Queller can just eat your things through Veil. They don't always play Queller, but sometimes they put Queller. I think maybe less so recently if they're playing Uros. Maybe that goes in the Queller slot. I'm not 100% sure about that. Jimmy Setzer. We are looking for a black card. We will keep this. I have turn 1 Serum. I am on the play Drew a spoils, that's perfect. And then I'm gonna actually top this Jace in case, but I'm gonna put the Talisman on top of that. So then I'm gonna turn 2 Talisman, and I'm gonna try to turn 3 kill him if he's something non-interactive. Okay, looking like Shadow. Yeah, now like if they take the Oracle, I have a Jace ready to go. They could take spoils too, but they probably should take spoils over Oracle. We'll see if he does though. Okay, that's reasonable. That's the correct play, I believe. Shadow again, so we're against 5 countermagic decks. 4 of them were discard decks. Hopefully we actually get like discarded again, and then I can just rip this Jace and slam it. Just like, come on, like, land Thoughtseize Inquisition me. Do it. Do it, you won't. What I don't want to see is like creature. Creature means that this Jace is significantly less good. Jace Vryn's Prodigy is not a creature that matters though. I think I have to mill myself, unfortunately, because I don't want to give him Jace fodder. I don't like doing that right now, but it is what it is. Wishclaw is a pretty decent draw. I'm just gonna probably flashback the Thoughtseize with this. Take Wishclaw, I would imagine. Tapped. That's good. Yes, that's fine. Take my Wishclaw. I play on life. Pass. Maybe they take Grace. Best draw? Spoils? Yeah, Spoils is the best draw. Spoils just wins on the spot. I'm gonna mill myself because if I draw the Spoils, then I need the 4 mana available. Although they do have 1 up potentially for like a stub or something, so that's not ideal. We're gonna play a Serum. I will take this Inverter. I don't think I want this Pentad. And then I'm going to play another Talisman. And then I'm going to pass. And then I think next turn I'm looking at playing Inverter. So we'll see what happens there. I can also just maybe kill him with the Inverter, depending on what he does. Black, that, black, black. This could actually be like Grixis Control or something, because I mean they have Jace, so I don't think it's Shadow anymore. Unless Shadow sometimes plays this as like a one-of main deck, but... Okay. So now I start to mill myself. Then I'm going to pass. So I'm threatening to clock them with this Inverter. I'm also threatening to, you know, find us spoils and then just kill them with this Jace. And I'm also threatening to play big Thassa's Oracles next turn, because remember I have this Devotion from Jace already. So we'll see what happens. They have revolted fatal push. So they answered the inverter. That's fine. Looking like they might have some trouble answering this Jace though, which would be good. So if I draw for turn, draw a Wish Claw. If I mill myself, I go down to 3 cards, and then I go down to 2 cards, and then even if they like kill my Thassa's Oracle in response, you have a Drown in the lock. That's fine. Do you have a second one? Okay, no you don't. So this is looking like Shadow that just had a very control-y slow start. Yeah, because they had Street Wraith, so they're obviously Shadow, obviously. So I want the Veils. I want the Solemnity. I want the Wish Claw. We're gonna cut a Jace, a Pentad. Thoughtseize is decent, but how decent really? I don't know. Could cut a Grace. That seems kind of insane though. Grace is so good. Cut another Pentad and then cut like another Jace? Question mark? Yeah, we could do it like this. There's like so few slots to cut in this deck that sometimes it's pretty rough to do the mulliganing. This is one of those where if I get the chance, I'm going to just play the entire thing 1 turn behind on curve, just holding up the Veil the whole time. Hopefully they lead on like a Serum Visions or something and not a discard spell, but if they lead on a discard spell, they probably have to take the Veil. So next turn I'll go Shelldock, and then I'll probably go Pentad. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see, it depends on what I draw. What you got? Shadow? Could have a turn 2 Shadow here. That'd be kind of annoying. Hopefully it's not though. Feeling like it might be. Yeah, it's a turn 2 Shadow. I do have Unlife, which, you know, buys me some time. The Shadow's not that huge yet, but it potentially can be soon, so I don't really like that. That's kind of scary. Oracle under Shelldock is always nice. Next turn, it says, am I gonna be dead in 2 turns though? Alright, let's see if you stub this. You're going to if you can. Oh, but you didn't. So that would suggest to me that he does not have a stub, which makes me a lot more interested in getting this Unlife down next turn. But maybe I can wait 1 more turn. So if I do this, and then I play Talisman. Does that read like a stub? Then I play Pentad Prism. And then I have Veil if I need it. Yeah. I could be dead here. I think it's a risk I have to take. If he has like a Battle Rage or something, then whatever. I can also play this Oracle as a blocker, which is something that has a decent chance of happening next turn. Let's see what he's got. So this could be 8 power. See if he fetch shocks. Does he have battle rage? Hopefully not. No, he does not. I don't know why you wouldn't stub the Veil if you had the option. Sure, Snapcaster. Inquisition. We'll Veil that. No, he doesn't have the stub. He would definitely have played the stub if he had it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could just go for the kill here, and I would lose to a removal spell. What are the chances he has a removal spell? Probably not very high. This wins through stub if he has like a stub or a dispel or something. I can Oracle, and then actually I have a blocker, so even if he like kills this Oracle, I can chump the Shadow, and then I can upkeep in my my other Thassa's Oracle. So I'm in on this. We're trying it. Do we get there? Do we get there? Do you have removal? Gotta remove the Thassa's Oracle if you have it. Thought Scour? No, what does blue do? Oh, dismember. So he's dismembering the Thassa's Oracle. That's fine. That's fine, because I have another one under this. So as long as he doesn't have battle rage, we win. Okay, that looks promising. So now, if I can either hold up Veil and yeah, I think I hold up Veil because I think it's more likely he has like Drown in the Lock or something than he has like, and this stops a removal spell anyway, so this beats removal spell or counter spell versus playing Serum first, only beating removal spell. I guess it doesn't stop a red removal spell, like Bolt, but if they had Bolt, they could just go face. Oh, this actually will also draw a card, so it beats removal spell plus the counter spell. So I have an uncounterable Thassa's Oracle coming in and triggering on 0 cards in my library. This looks promising. And we won. So we got a pretty sweet 4-1. We beat Shadow twice. I think we 2-0'd it both times. We 2-0'd Urza. We 2-1'd the Bant Snowblade, getting a little bit lucky in the process. And then we went 0-2 against the Esper Stoneblade, which felt pretty rough, to be perfectly honest. But I'm pretty happy with this deck. That performed well. I'm glad that we played a lot of matchups that like it was like focus testing because we played against so many discard decks, right? We played against 4 discard decks. We went 3-1 against them. We played against 5 blue decks. People generally think of Naus as being good against like Burn or Dredge or Amulet or, you know, these aggressive linear decks, but I think the redundancy in the combo pieces here definitely gave us some help against grindier decks. So I'm pretty happy about that. And yeah. Let me go back and look at the list. The sideboard, I'm still not too happy with it. I kind of like this one of Solemnity idea. If people are going to be playing Grixis Shadow and Prowess, neither of those decks can answer this. And like Grixis Shadow doesn't even have the Thought Scour Us plan because we have these inverters. So eventually we'll be able to just like flip our library back with Inverter. So we're never going to deck first in Solemnity locks. So that's pretty cool. I would probably run some Teferis if I was playing this in paper. Like I said, I don't have Teferis. It still felt like a lot of the time I had a lot of cards I wanted to bring in and not as many to take out. That's an indicator to me that we should be trying more focused, more powerful sideboard cards that target matchups really hard, like specific silver bullets, because we kind of can't bring in too many cards for any one matchup. That's kind of what I observed. I'm probably going to cut this Hercules. I didn't even really want it against Urza. I don't think that was that great. I need to mess around with this more though. Obviously, if anyone has any ideas, feel free to shoot them my way. I'm definitely interested in continuing to develop this this archetype of Nausless Inverter ad nauseum. I'm probably at some point this week going to try to write up a bit of a guide, or you know, just like a early primer on this list. We'll see if I manage to actually get around to that or not. No promises, but I'm going to try to. I'll try to. And hopefully I've talked about some of my decisions enough to the point where this video can be enlightening or whatever to people who are trying to pick this deck up. So until next time, take care.